Whenever we purchase a brand new watch and it comes in a box like this, it makes us happy. In fact, it's beautiful. I have here a Grail watch. It's a brand new Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. And I tell you what, it's superb. The Omega Planet Ocean was first launched in 2005, and this brand new offering from Omega leaves one speechless. Not only the fact that it's got all the bells and whistles, but the incredible attention to detail and sublime finishing. Let's run the intro and let's have a look at this beautiful watch from Omega, the Planet Ocean. Okay, welcome back guys. So as you can see here, we've got a brand new Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. Its model number reference is 215 30 44 21 03001. That's a mouthful. This is a Grail watch for one of my viewers. Ian has generously sent this in for me to have a look at, and I'll tell you what, it's superb. He saved up a lot of money to buy this, he's done a lot of homework, and you know what? He's not disappointed, and neither am I. I think a lot of us love Omega for many reasons, and for me personally, I love their detail, I love their quality, and I love what they offer as far as a finalized product. I know you pay a lot of money for watches like this, but you get what you pay for. Seriously, get what you pay for. And in a watch like this, it's very true. The finishing, the case, the materials used, the engine under the hood, spectacular. Now, speaking of the case finishing, this is absolutely superb. You have bezels that are highly polished to an extreme mirror finish with a very nice brushed matte satin finish on the side, and it's basically razor sharp. It's amazing. You've got a beautiful 3-link satin finished bracelet with staggered link alignments. They're screw linked, and the quality and finishing is top level. There's a solid milled clasp, as you can see, and again, even the clasp itself, they've got a beautiful high polish razor finish to the edge with your satin finish on the top and sides. I like what Omega have done, guys. I like what they've done. You've got a on the fly adjustment, so you press a button in here, and as you can see, I've got about 10 millimeters of extension, as well as a diver's extension, another 25 mil. So that gives you all the adjustment you need for a professional tool watch on the fly. And that's something we've been waiting for from Omega, and I'll tell you what, it's incorporated in a watch like this, a watch that basically deserves it, the Planet Ocean. Now getting onto the watch itself, as you can see on the watch, there's a helium escape valve at the 10 o'clock. It's designed for saturation diving. You'd unscrew this as you're ascending, just before you're about to ascend, so that you can protect the crystal from popping out. So if there's any buildup of helium inside the case, that'll get expelled. But there's also a signed screw down crown at the 3, and it's absolutely beautifully finished, as you can see. The quality, the workmanship is wonderful. You know, I've held many tool watches in my time, and the difference here is the immaculate attention to detail and the finishing. The bezel on this is a 120 unidirectional bezel. We'll have a listen to it. As you can see, nice and precise, accurate, and wherever you place it, locks in spot on, perfect. Now it features a ceramic insert, as you can see, with their trademark liquid metal diving scale. So I did say that there's quality in the finishing and the materials used in a watch like this. There's basically no expense spared. The double dome sapphire crystal features anti-reflective coating on both sides, and I'll tell you what, it's doing a great job. Now there's a lot of people that aren't a fan of AR coating on the top as well as the bottom. Most of us usually just like it on the bottom, and I notice Omega does that quite a bit with their watches, but I tell you what, the clarity, what this does to the dial is superb. It really is wonderful. Now looking at that dial, it's basically made of zirconium oxide. In other words, it's made of blue ceramic, the same material that's used in the bezel, and it is beautiful. It's got an amazing color depth and beautiful gloss finish. It has to be seen to be appreciated, guys. I don't think videos do this watch justice. Now the applied indices are beautifully polished and finished, as well as 3 Arabic numerals at 12, 6 and 9. Now if we look at the lume on this, the applied indices are coated with a white superluminova that emits a blue light, but the minute hand and the pip at the 12 o'clock on the bezel, they glow green. This helps the user to distinguish them against the rest of the markers for easy legibility. And I'll tell you what, very easy to see and read this in dark, dim situations. Now the caliber on this is a caliber 8900. It's a master coaxial chronometer. It basically features 60 hours power reserve, it beats at 25,200 vibrations per hour, twin barrel, all the rest. Now it has your standard hacking and hand winding and so forth, but there's also another mode, which I'll show you guys. You click it out once, just there, and as you can see, the hour independently changes regardless of the minute and seconds hands. So you can go backwards and forwards into different time zones, and if you look at the, there you go, you see the date just changed. I can go backward into a time zone or forward, and that's supreme. That is wonderful. So we can lock that in. There's hand winding and the movement is absolutely sublime as I wind that. It's a wonderful experience. The latching on experience again, fantastic. Locks in, not a problem. 600 meters of water resistance. Now, to achieve master chronometer status, this particular watch is not only COSC certified, but it's also passed 8 rigorous tests set by METIS. It's the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. So in other words, the movement is tested by the official Swiss chronometer control, COSC, and the precision that they get is -4 to +6 seconds per day. Then the watch itself cased, the movement cased, undergo 8 master chronometer tests set by the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology, METIS, and the criteria that they have to meet is 0 to +5 seconds per day. So when they say that this watch is fully loaded, it's fully loaded. You can take this watch with you and go to the depths of the ocean while looking absolutely amazing in the process. It's wonderful. Now the case specifications of the watch are as follows. It has a case diameter of 43.5 millimeters and a case height of 16.3, so it sits relatively proud. The lug to lug distance is a very nice 48.8 and a lug width of 21 mil. So I'll put this on my 7-inch wrist to show you guys what it looks like. There you go. And as you can see, I haven't adjusted it for my wrist. Obviously, it's not my watch, it's Ian's. I'll let him do all that adjusting and so forth. And in saying that, Ian has a bigger wrist than me. So a watch like this, which is quite a remarkable presence on my wrist, sits beautifully on his. So he's done his homework when buying this particular watch. He knows what he wanted. He didn't want something too small, something too big. There is I believe a 45mm variant, and there's also a 39mm variant of this same watch. He picked the middle one, and I'll tell you what, he's picked well. So the watch itself is superb. It's not a light watch. It comes in at a fairly hefty weight, but I'll tell you what, you know you got a watch on. It's a watch that's telling you, hey, I'm here, but I'm also a tool that you can use. I'm a beautiful looking tool, and you should be proud of me. And I'll tell you what, you'd be proud having a watch like this. This is a sort of watch that you hand down to your children from generation to generation. It can do anything, it can go anywhere, it's built beautifully, but it looks fantastic. Now, do I like it? Absolutely. Yes, indeed, I do like that, but this is a beautiful watch. But for my 7-inch wrist, this is a tad on the larger side. I tend to prefer slightly smaller watches, like the 39mm variant, I think would be ideal for me. I would rather opt for that 39, but my viewer, like I said, Ian, who sent this in for review, he's got a slightly larger wrist than myself, and this suits him to a T. I think the attention to detail, I think the quality finish, especially that dial, those markers, they're super sharp, the beautiful broad hands. I'm loving what this watch is doing in different light. I'm loving the depth of the dial, the quality finish. It's oozing class. This watch is oozing class. And you know what? Wearing it as a tool watch and using it for its intended purpose and having such a good look just makes you feel good. Just makes you feel good. So, as with all watches, no watch is perfect. So what are the faults, or what are the things that I don't like about this watch? Well, basically the clasp. The clasp itself is a little bit on the thick side. I think it could have been a little bit more refined. Although it is beautifully machined, it does function fantastic with its micro adjustment on the fly. I love it, but it could have been a little bit thinner. The case itself is a little bit on the thick side. Coming in at 16 or so mil, that is a tad thick for me. The lug width, 21 mil, yeah. Ideally, it could have been 20, it could have been 22. Omega could have fixed that. I don't know why they do that, but it is what it is. And the weight of the watch. The weight of the watch I feel is a little bit, coming at 215 for my wrist. Obviously, I'd remove certain certain links and so forth here to bring it down in weight, but that is a tad on the heavy side as well. And lastly, price. But I did say at the start of the video, you get what you pay for. And look, in Australia here, these are about $9,900. So they're basically just shy of 10,000 bucks. But there's a lot of watch, guys. Now, in saying that, what do I like about this watch? Well, I love the loom. I think the loom is fantastic. I love the movement. I think the movement is exceptional. It's probably second to none at this sort of price point. The build quality, supreme. The finishing of the case, again, supreme. As you can see, it's got, we spoke about the edging is beautiful. It's like razor sharp. The polishing is mirrored finished. And lastly, there's a 10-year service interval on this watch. So every 10 years, Omega recommends you send it back, get it serviced. So that's a big plus. So overall, a very, very, very nice watch. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I wanted to share my thoughts on this. It is a lovely watch. It is a lovely piece. It's wonderful. It's finished to a T. It looks great. It feels great. Its movement is one of the best movements out there. And I tell you what, Ian's going to enjoy this for years and years to come. Enjoy your holidays. Stay safe while traveling. And we'll see you all in the next video.